All righty. As we ring in the new year, Jonathan Edwards, say hi to Ruth for us. And if you would share with us some of your thoughts on the new year and some resolutions, some ideas and attitudes that we should have. Fire away, sir.
Well, young man, your penmanship is lousy. The year before our eyes may hold in its bosom events which may deeply concern and affect us. We do not know what is to come, what personal trials, what family trials, what providential trials may await us. We do not know.
Have you watched the prosperity preachers on TV, how they talk about this is the year of harvest, and this is going to be your best year yet, and you're going to live your best life with your best self, doing your best things now? That was not the attitude that you have, is it, sir?
Not at all.
Keep going.
Every year hitherto has brought its trials in its train, and how can we expect the coming year to be exempt? Sickness may attack our bodies, death enter our families, difficulties beset our circumstances, trials and temptations exercise our minds, snares entangle our feet, and many dark and gloomy clouds make our path one of heaviness and sorrow. If indeed we are His, whatever our trials may be, His grace will be sufficient for us. He who has delivered can and will deliver. And He who has brought us thus far on the road, who has so borne with our crooked manners in the wilderness, and never yet forsakes us, though we have so often forsaken Him, will still lead us along, will still guide and guard us, and be our God, our Father, and our friend, not only to the end of the next year, if spared to see it, but the end of our life. Blessed with His presence, we need fear no evil. Favored with His smile, we need dread no foe. Upheld by His power, we need shrink from no trial. Strengthened by His grace, we need panic at no suffering.
Written at a different time, wasn't it? So here's the question. Jonathan Edwards wrote about the new year, talking about just plan on trials, tribulation, persecution, temptation, bad things happening. Just count on it and how you're going to deal with it. So many of the preachers that you see on TV today are saying, get ready for your big year. This is going to be the big Lollapalooza season of harvest year. If you say this out loud and believe it, and send in $14.99 every week, then you're going to... So here's what you've got: two Americans that are predicting two different types of year, and their culture seems to be causing them to present their attitude toward the new year. Jonathan Edwards certainly lived at a hard time. Now, it's not Middle Ages hard, but you still had to go outside to go potty. It wasn't like we're living in the 21st century. And you've got these modern-day prosperity preachers saying it's going to be nothing but harvest and bounty. So it begs the question, if once again our society and our culture can influence us to understand scriptures and to present our theology and to preach our message. It was hard. He preached a hard message. It's a prosperous time. Preach a prosperity message. It comes down to whether or not that person is preaching the truth. It doesn't matter how society is influencing them. The question then becomes, who's right? Forget the societal influences. We don't want to preach based on the type of world we're living in. The question is, who is right? The reality is, we got to look to the Bible for that. Not our circumstances, not the potential, not what might happen this year, but what does the Bible say? And the Bible says, in all circumstances, that we should be fleeing to Him for these spiritual blessings, not the bling-bling blessings, because the spiritual ones are better anyway. Happy New Year, and until tomorrow, go serve your King.